Hey my dears fellows, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about a very special coin that you might not think twice about when you see it in your change, the 1981 1-cent Lincoln coin. But did you know that some of these pennies could actually be worth much more than a cent? From its fascinating history to the rare variants that collectors are hunting for, we'll take a detailed look at everything you need to know about the 1981 penny. So, stay tuned and let's uncover the hidden treasures behind this small coin. The 1981 Lincoln cent is part of the iconic Lincoln penny series, one of the most recognized coins in U.S. history. The series started in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, and it was the first time a real historical figure appeared on a U.S. coin. The Lincoln penny has been in continuous circulation for over 110 years, making it one of the longest-running coin series in American history. The 1981 penny belongs to the Lincoln Memorial reverse era of the penny, which was minted from 1959 until 2008. The reverse back of the coin features the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, while the obverse front retains the famous profile of Abraham Lincoln, originally sculpted by Victor David Brenner in 1909. But what makes the 1981 penny especially interesting is that it was minted just before a major shift in U.S. coinage materials. Up until 1982, pennies were composed primarily of copper. In 1981, the penny still retained a composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc, which makes these pennies slightly heavier than the copper-plated zinc pennies that began to be minted in 1982. Last full year of the copper penny. 1981 was the last full year where pennies were composed primarily of copper before the transition to the zinc core in 1982. This gives the coin some historical significance, as many collectors and enthusiasts prefer the older copper-based pennies for their metal content and durability. Inflation concerns. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, the cost of producing copper pennies began to exceed their face value, leading the U.S. Mint to make changes. By 1982, pennies were made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating to cut costs. During 1981, the U.S. Mint struck over 13 billion Lincoln cents across multiple minting facilities. Despite the high mintage numbers, the 1981 penny holds significance due to the value of its copper content and the potential for rare variants and minting errors. Philadelphia Mint No Mint Mark produced the highest number of pennies that year. Denver Mint D Mint Mark, the second largest producer. San Francisco Mint S Mint Mark produced proof coins for collectors. Here are the basic specifications of the 1981 penny. Metal composition: 95% copper, 5% zinc. Diameter: 19.05 millimeters. Weight: 3.11 grams. Obverse: Abraham Lincoln's profile, designed by Victor David Brenner. Reverse: Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. Mint marks: none. Philadelphia D, Denver S, San Francisco for proof coins. Now let's dive into what makes certain 1981 pennies valuable and worth more than their face value. While most pennies from this year will only be worth a cent, some coins, depending on their condition, rarity, or errors, can fetch higher prices on the collector's market. 1. Copper content. As mentioned earlier, pennies minted in 1981 were still made of 95% copper. Copper prices have risen over the years, which means the melt value of these pennies can exceed their face value. While it is technically illegal to melt down U.S. currency for its metal, the copper content alone makes these pennies more desirable than their zinc-based counterparts minted after 1982. As of now, the copper content value of a 1981 penny is worth around 2 to 3 cents based on the current price of copper. This means that even in their most basic form, these pennies are worth slightly more than face value to collectors interested in copper-based coins. 2. Condition grade of the coin. The grade or condition of a coin has the biggest impact on its value. Coins that have been circulated and show signs of wear are generally worth only face value or slightly more. However, uncirculated pennies, or those in mint state, can be significantly more valuable. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a perfect mint condition coin. Here's how condition affects the value of a 1981 penny. Circulated VG to XF grades. These coins typically fetch between 1 and 3 cents based mainly on their copper value. Uncirculated MS60 to MS65. Pennies in mint state with no signs of wear and full luster can be worth between 0.50 and 3. Gem condition MS66 and higher. If you find a penny in superb condition, it can fetch anywhere from 10 to 20 at auction depending on market demand. 3. Proof coins. The 1981 S-proof penny minted at the San Francisco Mint is highly sought after by collectors. Proof coins are struck with specially prepared dies and blanks, giving them a sharp, mirror-like finish. These coins are made in limited quantities and are intended for collectors, not circulation. A 1981 S-proof penny can be worth between 2 and 10 depending on its condition, with perfect PR70 proof coins fetching higher prices. Negative minterers. Minting errors can make a 1981 penny much more valuable than its standard counterpart. Some of the errors that occurred in 1981 include double die errors. This occurs when the die shifts slightly during the minting process, resulting in a doubling effect on the coin's design. Look closely at the date Liberty or Lincoln's profile for signs of doubling. A 1981 double die penny can be worth between 50 and 200 depending on the severity of the error. Off-center strikes. If the coin was struck off-center resulting in part of the design missing, it can be worth anywhere from 50 to 150, with extreme examples fetching even higher prices. Die cracks and cuds. These are caused by a break in the die, which results in raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin. These errors can add significant value to a penny, sometimes up to 100 or more. 5. Varieties. Sometimes coins are minted with small design differences that are unique to a particular die or bat. These varieties can be subtle but are highly prized by collectors. Always examine your 1981 penny closely for any differences in design that could indicate a rare variety. So how do you know if you have struck it rich with a 1981 penny? Here's a quick guide. 1. Look for mint marks. Check whether your penny was minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark Denver D or San Francisco S. Proof coins from San Francisco are generally worth more than their circulated counterpart. 2. Examine the condition. Uncirculated pennies with full luster and no wear marks are worth more than worn pennies. Look at the overall sharpness of Lincoln's face and the details on the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. 3. Check for errors. Use a magnifying glass to look for any signs of doubling, misalignment, or die cracks. Errors can add significant value to your coin. 4. Get it graded. If you believe you have a valuable 1981 penny, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS Professional Coin Grading Service or NGC Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. They will assess the coin's grade and give you an official certification which can help when selling or auctioning your coin. Collectors are drawn to the 1981 penny for a few key reasons. Historical value. As one of the last pennies made primarily from copper, the 1981 penny represents the end of an era in U.S. coinage. This makes it a historically significant coin for those interested in the evolution of American currency. Potential for errors. Hey everyone, how are you and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are diving deep into a common yet fascinating coin, the 1986 Lincoln 1-cent coin. You may have seen this coin countless times, but did you know that some 1986 pennies can be worth much more than just a single cent? Stick around as we take a look at the coin's history, its potential value, and how to tell if your 1986 penny could be a hidden treasure. Let's get started. The Lincoln cent, often called the Lincoln penny, has a long history that dates back over a century. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, this coin replaced the Indian head cent that was in circulation at the time. It was a major shift in American coinage, as it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person instead of Lady Liberty or other allegorical figures. The Lincoln cent series is known for its distinctive design created by Lithuanian sculptor Victor David Brenner. The obverse front of the coin, featuring the profile of Abraham Lincoln, has remained largely unchanged since its debut. The reverse has gone through changes from the original wheat ears design 1909-1958 to the Lincoln Memorial 1959-2008 and later to the current Union Shield 2010 present. The 1986 Lincoln cent was minted as part of a long-standing tradition, but it also reflected a significant change in U.S. coinage materials. Up until 1982, pennies were made primarily from copper, 95% copper and 5% zinc. However, due to the rising cost of copper, the U.S. Mint transitioned to a new composition starting in 1982. From that point on, pennies were made with a core of 97.5% zinc coated with 2.5% copper. This new copper-plated zinc penny was far cheaper to produce. By 1986, this new composition was fully implemented. All pennies minted that year were of the copper-plated zinc variety, marking a shift in both the appearance and the durability of the coin. While the 1986 penny was minted in the billions, making it a common coin, some specimens have become quite valuable due to factors like condition, mint errors, and proof status. Most 1986 Lincoln cents are still worth just a penny, especially if they've been heavily circulated. However, certain factors can make specific coins from 1986 far more valuable to collectors. Let's explore what can turn an ordinary penny into a rare and valuable collectible. 1. Condition, coin grade. The first and most important factor is the condition or grade of the coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect mint condition coin. Most circulated 1986 pennies will be in lower grades around 10 to 30, and these are worth little more than face value. However, uncirculated coins MS-60 and above can be worth more. A penny in MS-65 or MS-66 condition, for example, could be worth anywhere from 1 to 5 depending on the demand. 2. Mint mark. The mint mark indicates where the coin was produced. The 1986 pennies were minted in 3 locations. Philadelphia, no mint mark, ***, the most common. Denver, D mint mark, fairly common. San Francisco, S mint mark. These were produced as proof coins, which are highly polished and struck multiple times for collectors. Proof coins with the S mint mark are typically worth more due to their high-quality strike and limited mintage. 3. Minting errors. Error coins are one of the biggest draws for collectors, and the 1986 penny has produced some interesting examples. Double die errors. A popular error where the image or lettering on the coin is doubled due to a mistake during the striking process. These are often found in the date Lincoln's profile or the Liberty inscription. Double die pennies from 1986 can be worth anywhere from $50 to several $100 depending on the severity of the error. Off-center strikes. This occurs when the coin is struck off-center, resulting in part of the design being cut off. Off-center strikes are valued based on how far off-center they are, with the most extreme examples fetching higher prices. Die cracks or cud marks. These occur when the die used to strike the coin breaks or develops a crack. This results in raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin's surface, which are highly sought after by error collectors. 4. Rare varieties. While the U.S. Mint is usually consistent, slight differences in dies used for the same coin can produce rare varieties that are highly sought after by collectors. Searching for small details or subtle variations in the 1986 penny could lead to the discovery of a rare variety worth significantly more than face value. 5. Proof coins. Proof coins are specially minted for collectors and are not intended for circulation. The 1986 S-proof penny is especially valuable due to its superior quality and limited production numbers. Proof pennies from 1986 can be worth $2 to $15 or more depending on the condition and demand. Determining the grade or condition of your 1986 penny is crucial to understanding its value. Here's a simple breakdown. 1. Circulated coins. Good G4. Heavy wear with most of the design worn flat. The coin is only worth its face value. Fine F12. Moderate wear but with clear lettering and visible details. Still only worth a cent in most cases. 2. Uncirculated coins mint state. Mint state MS60. A coin that has no signs of wear but may have contact marks or slight imperfections. These coins can fetch between 1 to 5. Mint state MS65. Coins in excellent condition with full mint luster and few, if any, imperfections. Coins in MS65 or higher can be worth anywhere from 10 to 30 depending on the market. 3. Proof coins. Proof coins are graded differently, typically based on their sharpness, luster, and any blemishes or marks. A perfect PR70 proof penny could be worth 20 or more depending on the collector's market. Looking to discover valuable 1986 pennies? Here are some tips. 1. Check your spare change. You never know when you might find a valuable coin in your everyday pocket change. Always keep an eye out for mint errors and coins in pristine condition. 2. Coin rolls from the bank. You can purchase rolls of pennies from the bank and search through them for uncirculated 1986 pennies or rare mint errors. 3. Attend coin shows or auctions. Many collectors buy or sell valuable coins at auctions or coin shows. You can sometimes find rare varieties of the 1986 penny at these events. 4. Online coin auctions. Websites like eBay or Heritage Auctions often have listings for rare 1986 pennies, including double die errors and high-grade coins. Keep an eye on these sites to compare values and trends. In conclusion, while most 1986 pennies are worth their face value, a select few can be worth much more. Whether due to errors, condition, or rare varieties, some 1986 Lincoln cents can fetch anywhere from a few dollars to hundreds of dollars. If you're a collector or just someone who loves history, the 1986 penny is definitely worth looking into. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving deep into one of the most common yet fascinating coins out there, the 1986 Lincoln 1-cent coin. If you have ever come across this penny, you might not realize the treasure that could be hiding in plain sight. From its historical significance to its hidden value, we are going to cover it all. Stick around to the end because this coin could be worth way more than you think. Let's jump right in. The 1986 Lincoln 1-cent coin is part of the long-running Lincoln penny series, which has been in circulation for over a century. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint in 1986, which is why you'll find the letter D under the date. Although this may seem like a regular penny that you would use to make small purchases, it has its own unique value both from a numismatic perspective and potentially due to rare minting errors or special conditions that collectors seek out. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, the Lincoln cent has become one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. The coin's obverse front features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, while the reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparo. By 1986, the Lincoln cent had seen several changes in composition, transitioning from primarily copper to the copper-plated zinc penny that we know today. This switch occurred in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper. Pennies prior to this time were 95% copper, but from 1983 onward pennies were minted primarily with zinc and a thin layer of copper coating. The 1986 penny is part of the new copper-plated zinc composition. It continues to carry the legacy of one of America's most beloved presidents, and the famous Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. The year 1986 saw significant political and economic changes in the U.S., and the coin serves as a small reflection of those times, which adds to its historical charm. You might be wondering, why should I care about a penny from 1986? Well, while most of these pennies are worth their face value, 1 cent, there are a few factors that could make a particular 1986 penny much more valuable. Let's break them down. 1. Condition grade of the coin. Like all coins, the value of the 1980-60 Lincoln cent is heavily influenced by its condition, or grade. Coins that have been circulated are typically worth only their face value, while those that have been well preserved in mint condition or uncirculated can be worth more. Mint state grades MS-60 to MS-70 coins graded as MS-65 or higher can be worth anywhere between 5 and 30. The highest possible grade MS-70 could make the coin even more valuable. 2. Errors and variations. Double die errors. Some 1980-60 Lincoln cents may have minting errors such as doubled dies where the design appears doubled. These error coins can fetch a premium. For example, a well-known 1980-60 double die error could be valued anywhere from $50 to $500 depending on the severity of the error. Off-center strikes. Another minting error involves off-center strikes where the image on the coin is misaligned. Off-center errors can significantly raise the value, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars. Die cracks and cut marks. Other rare errors, such as die cracks or cut marks where part of the coin's design is missing or malformed, can increase the coin's worth for collectors seeking unique pieces. 3. Proof coins. The U.S. Mint produces special proof versions of coins which are struck multiple times to produce a highly polished, detailed finish. While regular 1980-60 pennies were struck for general circulation, some proof pennies were minted at the San Francisco Mint with an S-Mint mark. These proof coins are highly sought after by collectors and can command higher prices, especially if they're still in mint condition. If you think you might have a valuable 1980-60 penny, here's what you need to do to determine its worth. 1. Check for errors. Carefully inspect your penny under a magnifying glass to look for any doubling off-center strikes or other errors. Pay special attention to Lincoln's face, the date, and the mint mark, as these areas often show doubling or imperfections. 2. Assess the condition. If your penny looks shiny and new, you might have an uncirculated coin. If it's worn, it's likely been circulated and won't carry much value beyond its face value unless there are errors. 3. Grading the coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. You can send your coin to professional coin grading services like PCGS Professional Coin Grading Service or NGC Numismatic Guarantee Corporation to get an official grade. 4. Do research. Check online auction sites like eBay or Heritage Auctions to see what similar coins are selling for. Also look into coin value guides like the Red Book to get an idea of current market prices for different grades of the 1980-60 penny. The 1980-60 penny holds a special place in the hearts of many coin collectors. While it might not be the rarest coin, it represents a significant period in American history and offers a lot of variety when it comes to minting errors and conditions. Collectors who are passionate about the Lincoln Cent series appreciate the 1980-60 coin for several reasons. Historical significance. Lincoln's legacy and the coin's representation of American history make it a popular choice. Affordability. Even for new collectors, this coin is accessible, and discovering a minting error could lead to a big reward. Error hunting. The possibility of rare errors and variations makes this coin an exciting piece to search through. To wrap things up, the 1980-60 Lincoln 1-cent coin may seem like an ordinary penny at first glance, but there's much more to it than meets the eye. If you are lucky enough to find a rare error or have a high-grade uncirculated coin, its value could be significantly higher than face value. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin is worth checking out. So the next time you come across a 1980-60 penny, don't toss it aside. Give it a close look. You might just be holding a hidden treasure in your hands. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more coin collecting tips and history, and drop a comment below if you have any questions about your coins. See you in the next video. Welcome to our channel where we explore the fascinating world of rare coins and their historical significance. In today's episode, we will dive deep into one of the more intriguing coins in U.S. history, the 1987 Lincoln cent, commonly known as the 1987 penny. You may have seen this coin in your spare change and thought nothing of it, but did you know it has a rich history and can be worth significantly more than its face value? By the end of this video, you'll understand not only the historical context and key design features of the 1980 penny, but also the hidden value that collectors are willing to pay for this seemingly ordinary 1-cent coin. So stick around, as this video might just change how you look at the coins in your pocket. Let's start with some historical background. The Lincoln cent has a long-standing tradition in American currency, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, the penny was a monumental change as it became the first U.S. coin to depict an actual historical figure, Abraham Lincoln. Prior to this, American coins often featured allegorical figures such as Lady Liberty. As part of the Lincoln penny series, the 1980 penny is significant because it reflects the enduring legacy of both Lincoln's presidency and the tradition of the U.S. Mint. By 1987, the penny had already undergone several modifications in design and metal composition. The D in 1987 indicates that the coin was minted at the Denver Mintone of 4 main U.S. Mint facilities, with the others being in Philadelphia, San Francisco, and West Point. In 1982, just a few years prior to the 1987 penny, the U.S. Mint made a major change by switching from the traditional copper composition to a copper-plated zinc core due to rising copper prices. This means that the 1987 Lincoln cent is primarily made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper as opposed to the earlier solid copper coins. Now let's move on to the design. The 1987 penny follows the long-standing design of the Lincoln cent, which consists of two main features. 1. Obverse front design. The front of the coin continues to feature the famous bust of Abraham Lincoln facing right. The words "In God We Trust" appear above Lincoln's head with the word "Liberty" to his left. The mint year 1987 is found to Lincoln's right, and the mint mark D is located just below the date, signifying the Denver Mint as the place of production. 2. Reverse back design. On the reverse side, we see the classic Lincoln Memorial, which was used from 1959 until 2008. If you look closely, you will even notice a small engraving of Lincoln sitting within the memorial, a subtle but important detail often missed by the casual observer. The words "United States of America" arch across the top of the reverse, and the phrase "E pluribus unum" appears just above the Lincoln Memorial. At the bottom, the denomination 1 cent is clearly stated. At first glance, the 1987 penny may appear like any other coin in circulation, but for collectors and numismatists, certain factors can make this coin worth more than its face value. Here are the key factors that determine the value of a 1987 Lincoln cent. If you happen to find a 1987 penny that is in pristine condition, often referred to as uncirculated or graded as MS Mint state, it could be worth considerably more than 1 cent. A coin in MS65 condition, for example, is generally worth around 0.50 to 1.00, and higher grades like MS67 can bring in around 10 to 20. To achieve these high values, the coin must show no signs of wear or damage, with its original luster intact. Collectors pay a premium for coins that are well preserved, making such a find a small but profitable treasure. Another factor that can boost the value of a 1987 penny is the presence of errors. Error coins occur due to mistakes made during the minting process, and collectors seek them out for their rarity. Some common errors include die cracks. These occur when the die used to strike the coin develops cracks, leading to raised lines or irregularities on the surface of the coin. Off-center strikes. These are coins that were not properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to be struck off-center. The more off-center the strike, the higher the value. Double dies. In rare cases, coins may have been struck multiple times, resulting in a doubled image, most often seen in the letters or date. These are highly sought after by collectors and can significantly increase the coin's value. If you are lucky enough to find a 1987 penny with one of these errors, its value could skyrocket to $5,100, or even more depending on the rarity and type of error. Though not a monetary factor, some collectors hold on to 1987 pennies for their historical or sentimental value. 1987 was an eventful year, both politically and culturally, and owning a penny from that year can serve as a small, tangible connection to the past. If you think you might have a valuable 1980 penny, here are a few things you can do to assess its worth. 1. Examine the condition. Check for any signs of wear. The less wear, the higher the potential value. 2. Look for errors. Inspect the coin under magnification to identify any possible errors like die cracks, doubling, or off-center strikes. 3. Get it graded. If you believe your penny might be valuable, consider getting it professionally graded by a service like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC). A graded coin will have its value certified, making it easier to sell to collectors. For those interested in selling their 1980 pennies, it's crucial to understand the current market trends. Generally, circulated pennies are worth their face value, but those in higher grades, especially MS-65 and above, can be worth a few dollars or more. Error coins, as previously mentioned, can fetch even higher prices, sometimes reaching $50 to $200 depending on the error and condition. You can sell these coins through several avenues. One of the easiest platforms for selling rare coins: auction houses. If you have a particularly rare error penny, an auction house specializing in coins might be the best option. Coin dealers. Many local and online coin dealers purchase rare or graded coins. So, the next time you come across a 1980 penny, don't be so quick to dismiss it as just another piece of loose change. While many are still in circulation, there are some hidden gems out there that can fetch a significant price. Whether it's a pristine, uncirculated coin or a rare error penny, you might just have a valuable piece of history right in your pocket. Welcome to our channel where we explore the world of coins and currency, uncovering the history, hidden value, and surprising worth behind the coins you may find in your pocket or piggy bank. In today's episode, we will take a deep dive into the 1996 Lincoln Cent, a 1-cent coin that you have likely seen in circulation but may not realize could hold more value than its face worth. In this video we will cover the historical background of the 1996 penny, break down its design elements, and explore the factors that can make it worth significantly more to coin collectors. We will also discuss error coins, the process of grading, and tips for determining whether your 1996 penny is one of those valuable hidden treasures. So stick with us, because you might just be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. Let's start with a bit of history. The 1996 Lincoln Cent belongs to one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history, the Lincoln Cent, or penny. This iconic coin was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and it was designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. What made the Lincoln penny revolutionary at the time was that it was the first U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real person, in this case, President Abraham Lincoln. Prior to this, U.S. coins typically featured abstract representations of liberty or other symbolic figures. The Lincoln Cent underwent several changes throughout the 20th century, particularly in terms of its metal composition. Originally, the penny was made from 95% copper, but due to rising copper costs, the U.S. Mint changed its composition in 1982. Starting in that year, pennies were produced with a core of zinc coated in a thin layer of copper. This change meant that the 1996 Lincoln Cent, like all pennies minted after 1982, consists of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. The 1996 penny was produced at 3 U.S. Mint locations: Philadelphia No Mintmark, Denver D Mintmark, and San Francisco S Mintmark. The Philadelphia Mint produced the largest number of coins that year, while Denver came second and San Francisco minted pennies only for proof sets. Moving on to the design of the 1996 penny, it features many of the same elements that have made the Lincoln Cent a recognizable part of U.S. currency for over a century. Here are the key design details. 1. Lincoln's portrait. The front or obverse of the 1996 Lincoln Cent features a bust of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. This classic portrait has been a staple of the penny since its introduction in 1909 and remains unchanged. In God We Trust, above Lincoln's head, the national motto, In God We Trust, is prominently displayed. 2. Liberty. To the left of Lincoln's portrait is the word liberty, symbolizing the nation's core value. 3. Date and mintmark. To the right of Lincoln's portrait, you will see the date 1996 and, if the coin was minted in Denver, a small D mintmark beneath the date. Pennies minted in Philadelphia do not carry a mintmark, while those from San Francisco will have an S mintmark but only in proof sets. 1. Lincoln Memorial. The reverse of the 1996 penny depicts the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. This design replaced the original wheat ears reverse in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. If you look closely, you can even spot a tiny image of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial, an often overlooked detail. 2. United States of America. Arched above the Lincoln Memorial is the inscription United States of America. 3. E pluribus unum. Just above the memorial is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, reflecting the unity of the states. 4. 1 cent. The coin's denomination 1 cent is displayed prominently at the bottom. This design remained in place until 2008, when the reverse was changed to depict various scenes from Lincoln's life in honor of the bicentennial of his birth. Now for the most exciting part: how much is your 1996 penny worth? You might be surprised to learn that under the right circumstances this coin could be worth far more than 1 cent. Let's explore the factors that determine a coin's value. Most 1996 pennies in circulation today are worth just their face value of 1 cent. However, if you have a mint state MS or uncirculated 1996 penny, the value increases significantly. A penny in MS65 condition, meaning it is nearly flawless and uncirculated, can be worth anywhere from 0.30 to 1.00. In MS67 condition, a 1996 penny could be worth 25 or more. Uncirculated pennies have their original mint luster and show no signs of wear. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. For collectors, coins graded at MS68 or higher are extremely desirable and can command even higher prices, sometimes reaching 100 or more for top quality examples. Proof coins are specially struck using a higher quality process, and they are made primarily for collectors. The San Francisco Mint produced proof pennies in 1996, which were sold as part of proof sets. These proof pennies, graded as PR69 or PR70, are highly valuable and can be worth between 3 and 20 depending on the condition. Perhaps the most exciting way that a 1996 penny could be worth significantly more than face value is if it's an error coin. Errors are mistakes made during the minting process, and collectors prize these coins for their rarity and uniqueness. Here are some of the most common types of errors. This error occurs when the coin is struck off-center, leaving part of the design missing. Depending on how off-center the strike is, these coins can be worth anywhere from 20 to 100 or more. Double die. A double die error happens when the coin is struck more than once, causing parts of the design, especially the date or letters, to appear doubled. These coins are highly collectible and can fetch prices between $50 and $500 depending on the severity of the doubling. Sometimes cracks form in the die used to strike the coins, leading to raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin's surface. Depending on the size and placement of the crack or cud, these error coins can be worth anywhere from 10 to 200. If you suspect your 1996 penny has an error, it's worth taking it to a professional coin dealer or numismatist to have it evaluated. If you have a collection of 1996 pennies or just a few lying around, how can you determine if they are worth more than 1 cent? Here are some quick tips. 1. Check the condition. The most important factor in a coin's value is its condition. Look for coins with minimal wear and clear, sharp details. Uncirculated pennies are worth significantly more than circulated ones. 2. Look for errors. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the coin for any potential errors like off-center strikes, doubling, or die cracks. Errors make coins much rarer and can dramatically increase their value. 3. Get it graded. If you believe your 1996 penny is in exceptional condition or has an error, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS Professional Coin Grading Service or NGC Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. A professionally graded coin will be easier to sell and typically commands a higher price. If you have determined that your 1996 penny is valuable, the next step is selling it. Here are a few places where you can sell rare and valuable coins. This is one of the easiest platforms for selling coins. However, keep in mind that you'll be competing with many other sellers, so make sure to have your coin graded and listed with high-quality photos. Local coin shops or online dealers are a great option if you prefer to sell directly. For particularly rare or high-grade coins, you might want to consider an auction house that specializes in coins. The 1996 Lincoln cent may seem like an ordinary penny, but with the right condition or an interesting error, it can be worth far more than face value. Welcome back, dear coin enthusiasts. Today we are diving deep into the history, details, and potential worth of a classic coin, the 1997 1-cent Liberty, more commonly known as the 1997 Lincoln penny. You might just have one of these pennies sitting in your pocket right now, but what if I told you that some of these coins could be worth way more than just 1 cent? Before we get into the value of this coin, let's first take a look at its rich history. The 1-cent coin featuring the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny became the longest-running coin design in U.S. history. Now, the 1997 Lincoln penny is a part of this long tradition, and while it may not seem special at first glance, every coin tells a story. The year 1997 was a transitional period in the U.S. economy. The country was riding the wave of a booming economy, and coins were circulating heavily. The 1997 penny was minted in 2 locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia minted pennies have no mint mark, while the Denver ones carry a small D beneath the date. One of the unique features of this coin is the continued use of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, which was first added in 1959. So this penny does not just symbolize monetary value, it's a piece of history featuring the legacy of one of America's greatest presidents. Let's take a closer look at the design of the 1997 Lincoln penny. On the obverse, or front, of the coin, you will see the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The word Liberty is inscribed to the left of Lincoln's profile with the date 1997 stamped on the right. Above Lincoln's head, the words "I in God we trust" serve as a reminder of the nation's values. Now flip the coin over and you will see the reverse side featuring the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely, you can actually see Lincoln seated in the center of the memorial, a tiny yet intricate detail that often goes unnoticed. In terms of production, the U.S. Mint struck over 4.6 billion pennies in 1997. Out of these, around 4.6 billion were minted in Philadelphia, while over 9.3 billion came out of the Denver Mint. With such large numbers, these pennies are still fairly common in circulation today. However, not all pennies are created equal. Even among the billions minted, some pennies stand out because of their condition errors or unique characteristics. Now here's where things get interesting. While the majority of 1997 pennies are only worth face value, there are certain error coins that can fetch a premium on the collector's market. Some of the key errors and variants to look out for include: 1. Off-center strikes. These coins were not struck correctly in the minting process, resulting in part of the design missing. Depending on how much of the design is off-center, these coins can be worth anywhere from 5 to 100 or more. 2. Double die. Obverse DDoA. Double die error occurs when the coin's design is stamped twice by mistake, creating a doubled image. If you find a 1997 penny with doubling on Lincoln's face, the date, or the word Liberty, you could have a coin worth anywhere from $20 to several $100s. 3. Broad struck coins. These coins appear stretched or misshapen because they were struck without a proper collar. Broad struck coins can range in value depending on the severity of the error, often selling for $50 to $200. It's also worth checking the condition of your penny. Coins in mint state condition with no signs of wear can fetch significantly higher prices, especially if graded by a professional service. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, uncirculated coin. A typical 1997 penny found in circulation is likely to be in fine condition, which means it's been used but still retains some of its original details. However, if you find a 1997 penny that looks nearly untouched, you may have what's called a mint state coin, which can range from MS-60 to MS-70. These coins, especially those graded MS-65 or higher, can be worth much more than their face value. So what's the real value of a 1997 Lincoln penny? Most pennies from this year are only worth 1 cent if they are in circulated condition. However, error coins or those in pristine condition can be worth significantly more. Circulated condition, 1 cent face value. Mint state condition MS-60 to MS-65, 5 to 15. Rare error coins, 50 to over 500 depending on the type and severity of the error. A graded MS-67 penny could sell for up to 50, while a perfect MS-70 penny could command an even higher price in the collector's market. However, rare errors like double dies or off-center strikes can be worth hundreds of dollars or more. If you want to check whether your 1997 penny is worth more than face value, here's what you need to do. 1. Inspect the coin. Look for any errors like off-center strikes or doubling. 2. Check the condition. Is the coin heavily worn or does it look brand new? The better the condition, the higher the value. 3. Get it graded. If you think you have a rare or valuable penny, consider sending it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. 4. Sell or auction. You can sell your coin to a dealer or auction it on platforms like eBay or at specialized coin auctions. Who knew that a humble 1997 penny could be worth so much? Whether you are a seasoned coin collector or just curious, it's always a good idea to check your change. You might just find a hidden treasure in the form of a valuable error or a rare mint state penny. Dear Sir, bundle of thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments if you have ever found a valuable penny in your pocket. Happy collecting and God bless you in every matter.